Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been liking and sharing and commenting and enjoying my content. It's really nice to have you here. It's really helping. So thank you so much. And if you're new around here, do subscribe because we look at games like this random one called Pecaminosa, which I think that's how you pronounce that. Not really sure, but that's what we'll go with. And this game is basically a pixel art top-down perspective action RPG which sees you take the role of this chap who's a disgraced police detective called Johnny Sawyer, something like that, searching for his missing detective partner guy. Now the game is based in like the 1940s with like this art noir-y type of based art style, which I really like. I think it's really cool. It's a very underrated type of genre, if you get what I mean. It's not. I really like the noir type of aesthetic, so to speak, within gaming and films, to be fair. It always goes with like the gangstery, Hollywoody type of thing, like mafia and that type of stuff. And I kind of like that, and that's what drew me to this game the most in the first place. Now, the game itself is pretty much a... well, not pretty much, it is. The gameplay is in real time and you're fighting with your fists for the beginning of the game. Later on in the game you can pick up weapons and such, and that becomes available to you, and you can then do like health pickups, and how you spend those health pickups is how you can progress the game, with how you basically are able to advance your health and weaponry and such. Like, so those things are the RPG style of elements that are in the game, and how that runs as well, which works really good. I think it's really good on that side of things. Like the extra parts that you go from with that is actually quite cool. The way in which they've done the RPG styling and the things is really quite nice. It's got a real nice throwback to like old style games, which I really like, with a real rich story and background, and the atmosphere of the game is so well done. The music in the game is absolutely awesome, because when you go outside into like the streets and around the back alleys of the different places, you hear the police sirens and they're going off, and it's like, wow, that's really cool how they've managed to get that feeling of you're actually out in the streets, and it's actually feeling like you're a gangstery type of thing. Now, that being said, the only gripe I've slightly got is with the text size of the written stuff that you have to read all the time. The text, it's not so much the text size, it's actually like 8-bit text. It makes it harder to read, as you can see here on the screen. But like, apart from that, maybe there needs to be just a switch that can turn it to normal text fonting as opposed to this 8-bit style, because it makes it very hard to read. That's all. That's my only gripe at the moment. The RPG elements are for leveling up in your life, and that side of things is really good. Like, from that side of things, you can't really fault it. It's filled with little tidbits, and like there's a car chase and little mini games. There's a full-on casino area you can go into. There's all sorts going on, and like I say, that music is just so good. Now, some of the boss battles I've hit into have been very challenging, I must admit. Even the first one was particularly hard. Now, the controls are basically like a twin stick shooter, left for movement and right for the direction you want to punch or shoot in, which feels very natural when you're playing this game, because the only bits when you get into a fight you're basically just on one screen. You're not really going off the screen too much. Whereas the exploration and everything goes and takes place in, and it does move the screen around. So, but then there's not much fighting in those areas. It's more moving from A to B, or going and looking for clues, or search around a building, or stuff like that. Now, that's I won't say that's an issue. The fights are very challenging, I must admit. I did find them hard at times. Now, that's not to say, it's not me. I think it could be myself, and I just find some of these games hard, and it might not be the case for yourself. But that was just my experience to some extent. I did persevere. I did get past most of the stuff that I wanted to get through to be able to do this review, and the game is enjoyable. It left you feeling accomplished because you managed to kill some of the bosses, and that's what you want from a game sometimes. Like, for me, this is such a good game. They've knocked it out of the park with the art aesthetic, and that soundtrack is so good. Like, it is so good that they've managed to get that soundtrack so well done. Like, this game, for me, is top quality, and for the price to the actual enjoyment factor, it's absolutely spot on. Really. The simpleness of the game and the art style and everything that they've done just really blends well and nice together, and just sits really good, comfortably in this nice retro styled, noir based RPG. And there's not a grand deal more I can say about it, other than that I thought it was really fun. Like, the controls are good, the music's good, the graphics good. I do think it was a really good game, and I think it's really worth the money. I've only played this on Switch here, and like I say, that text size is a bit of a pain. If you're on portable mode, or if you're on your Switch Lite, you can hardly read it very well at all. Which is a bit of a gripe. Maybe they can do something with that font size, but apart from that, there's not really much to complain about. And the story is really gripping. It really keeps you going and wanting to play a little bit more and find out what the hell's been happening. And it gets you engrossed into the game, and you're really wanting to get on with it. And I like that, because a story in a noir-based type of thing like this is just really good, and it's because of that I recommend it. Like, I do. So anyway, if you want to know more about this game or anything, just drop a comment down below. If you liked this video, drop me a like. If you didn't, I'm sorry, and I'll catch you on the next one. If you're new around here, do subscribe. I'd like to look at random games like this. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you very much, and goodbye.